I initially met my current girlfriend when she was a child, so I have an older friend who was 30 and I was 24 at the time, and I met her whole family including her kids, which included her then 10-year-old daughter. 15 years later and I'm still friends with her, but I'm also now living and dating her currently 25-year-old daughter. We only started dating about 9 months ago. Original post, so my girlfriend and I have been together for just under a year. We don't live together and both work full-time, and we are exclusive, as far as I'm aware. About 3 months ago, I noticed my girlfriend spending a lot of time on the phone with her friend Jessie. She says that Jessie is a good friend and that's it. However, she often spends any time she can on the phone with him, even when her and I are out. Their conversations don't lead me to think anything, but about 1.5 months ago, my girlfriend says she's going to visit Jessie, who lives 2 states over. I can't go cause I have to work. Of course I tell her that I'm not comfortable with her visiting a male friend out of state, but she says that Jessie is just a friend. She will be staying at his place, but Jessie is also a single father of 2 young boys, so my girlfriend assures me nothing will happen. Despite me voicing my opinion, my GF takes the trip and shares her location to put my mind at ease. She returns a week later and we move on with life. However, about 2 weeks ago, my girlfriend asks me to go to our local Target to pick up an online order she had placed. She tells me she ordered shampoo and a few hygiene items. I agree and go to pick up her order. When I get to the customer service counter and give them her name, they bring out a bag with a pregnancy test in it. Shocked and confused, I tell them that this what she ordered. I check the name and phone number attached to the bag and find it matches my girlfriend's number, so it couldn't have been another girl with the same name. They bring out the bag with the items she told me to get and I leave without asking more questions about the pregnancy test. Shocked and confused by this cause there was no real way that I could have potentially impregnated her. We use protection. I'll later ask her why there was a pregnancy test at Target in her name. At first she says she has no idea and she did not order a pregnancy test. I asked her to show me her Target app to prove it, and she says that it was probably her sister, since her sister uses her Target account to order things sometimes. She also claims that women sometimes use pregnancy tests to regulate their PMS or for other things other than to determine if they're pregnant. I don't know shit about how this works, but she assures me that she's not pregnant and that test wasn't a sign of her cheating when she was on a trip. The other night we go out to dinner and she makes it a point to prove that she isn't pregnant by ordering a few cocktails. Am I wrong for accusing my girlfriend for cheating on me while she was away? I'm so paranoid, but also don't have real proof that she did get it. Needed to clarify the part about the pregnancy test. The pregnancy test was part of a separate online order. She asked me to pick up her online order at Target, which she said consisted of shampoo, deodorant, and some lotion. When I went to the counter and told them her name, they brought out the bag with the pregnancy test. I said this isn't what she told me was her order, so they checked again and brought out the second bag with the right stuff as previously mentioned. After checking the info off both bags, Elle confirmed that both orders were under her name/account, so Elle believed she secretly placed an online order for a pregnancy test and planned to get that later while asking me to get her shampoo. The pregnancy test was not in the same bag as the stuff she asked me to get. Update: I never saw the pregnancy test after that, so Elle don't know if that truly was an order she made by mistake or if her sister used her Target account to order that got herself. However, I did bring up the fact that her sister lives about 20 minutes from her and has a Target much closer to her, so why would she place an order for a pregnancy test and have the pickup location further from her house? Even if her local Target was all out, I find it hard to believe that her sister would order a pregnancy test under her account and pick it up near her house. Update: so I went into a panic last night after reading all the comments, so while she was out at work last night, I went to her apartment, she gave me a key, and found her iPad. I tried putting her birthday as a password and to my amazement, it worked. Yes, I know what I did was dishonest, but I had to know if she cheated on me. I looked at her messages and confirmed that she indeed had sex with Jessie while on this trip. I'm so devastated and was a nervous wreck last night. My next move is to figure out how to break up with her and tell her how I found out. Thank you all. The commenter wondered if she had said, I'm buying it because no protection is 100% and sometimes I feel the need to test myself to make sure we are not going to have to deal with a kid our aunt. Then sure, maybe you could believe her, but she gave you a nonsense reason. OP, to be honest, she did say that during our argument as well, but the messages between her and Jessie still confirmed that she slept with him while on that trip. A commenter too, not that it matters, was it one or multiple time during the weekend? I thought the kids was there, lol. OP, I don't know. She told me that Jesse's sons were gonna be there, I guess to make me believe that she wouldn't try and have sex with him while they were there. But then again, there was no way for me to confirm this. Nor does it matter now. Commenter 3: Sure, the pregnancy test could have been placed in her order by error, but then she'd have just shown you the app to prove she didn't order it and wouldn't have blamed her sister. She also wouldn't have lied about women using pregnancy tests to regulate PMS. This is absolutely not the truth, and you should be insulted by this lie. The only thing pregnancy tests are used for is to determine if women are pregnant. That's it. She has changed the story like 5 times, and you want to believe her so much that you are starting to believe her. Her having cocktails proves nothing except that the pregnancy test was negative. She went to stay with Jesse despite your reservations about it, lied about the pregnancy test, and is making you think you are paranoid for thinking she cheated without protection. Probably. Commenter 4: The pregnancy test isn't a sign of her cheating, but her reasoning is. Pregnancy tests don't regulate anything. Her changing stories and excuses are all you need to hear to know she is hiding something from you. Update 1: Thank you all for those that commented on my post yesterday concerning my girlfriend and my belief that she cheated on. So as an update, I realized that although my GF and I have protested sex, the chances of me getting her pregnant is possible. However, I strongly believe that despite our intimacy, I couldn't have possibly impregnated my GF. Not to be disgusting and personal, but I never finish inside of her because I want to reduce our chances of having kids until we're both ready. That's why when I saw the pregnancy test, I immediately thought she cheated on me. Anyways, I went into a panic last night after hearing all the comments and freaked out, so I went to her apartment while she was at work. She gave me a key, and I found her iPad. I tried using her birthday as the password, and to my amazement it worked. I immediately go through her messages and find evidence that she in fact had sex with her friend Jesse. I'm honestly so devastated by this, and I've been such a nervous wreck since last night. I haven't ate and I've barely slept. Yes, I know what I did. Secretly going through her iPad and messages was wrong, but I had to know if she was cheating on me and if that pregnancy test she secretly ordered was cause Jesse may have knocked her up, and now I'm waiting to confront her, but I honestly don't know how. How do I tell my GF that I know she cheated? Am I wrong for going through her iPad and messages? Part of me feels wrong for this, but you have no idea how much it hurts to know she did this. She was my first real GF in a long time, and now I feel like an afterthought. Edit: As far as I know, she is not pregnant. She wanted to prove this by having a few cocktails when we went to dinner last week. There's no baby involved, thank God. Final update: Hope the mods will give me some slack, as I just wanted to post an update to my previous 2 posts as quite a few people were asking for an update. So last night, I told my GF that I needed to talk to her. At first she kept saying she was busy, but I insisted on seeing her in person, so she finally said to go to her place around 8 p.m. I go over and I reiterated, however since she got back from her trip, things have felt weird. She claims I'm the one who's making things weird by believing that she cheated on me. She continues to claim that the pregnancy test was not hers and that her friend Jesse was just a friend and they just hung out. I then proceed to tell her how I know she cheated because I saw the thread in her messages. You came here without me knowing and went through my personal messages? That's so messed up and creepy, to be honest. She says. We got into a slight argument as I told her that my suspicions were correct and she was trying to deflect the conversation. I asked her to give me her phone and I'll show her all the messages I saw, which were very clear and explicit. Of course she refuses and says we are not married. We don't live together. You don't own or control me. While I agreed with her on that part, I decide to end things quickly and simply put her copy of her keys on her coffee table and tell her you cheated. Plain and simple. Goodbye and good luck. I walk out and she makes no attempt to stop me. Later, she tries to text me and says that she's sorry for what she did. At first, she claimed that Jesse was an old boyfriend that she never told me about and that they dated years ago before she met me and that he moved away several years ago. She claims that the messages I saw were old conversations they had, but I quickly told her that was obviously not true. She swears that she didn't mean to cheat and that Jesse must have gotten her drunk and it led to sex. She assures me that she is not pregnant with anyone's baby. I told her, that's good, cause I don't want anything else tying me to you. I wished her good luck again and I haven't heard from her since. Personally, I'm relieved, but I'm so upset and devastated by all this. I spoke with my friend Eric, who told me that he had an ex that cheated on him too, but she later tried to contact him years later when the dude she cheated on him with turned out to be a bum. Hoping I can move forward from this. Thank you all for your input. Am I wrong for anything I did or the way I acted in this?